Today has clearly been a historic day for Argentina. Today we have passed the turning point. Today the construction of a great Argentina begins.
Because that was a big win in Argentina. I want to congratulate the victor, and he was a big victor, and he had a lot of help from us.
The party of Argentina's budget-slashing president Javier Milei won a resounding victory in legislative elections. It was an emphatic win for Milei, who has significantly curbed Argentina's crippling inflation, but whose tenure was recently hit by financial and political turmoil. His party, La Libertad Avanza, received more than 40% of the vote, showing that despite pain inflicted by his austerity measures, many Argentines are still willing to back his libertarian experiment. Today we passed a turning point, Milei told supporters after coming on stage and singing a campaign song. Today begins the building of a great Argentina, he said.
We are not only going to defend the reforms that have already been made, but we are also going to push for the reforms that are still needed to achieve that future. Because we want to be a country that grows. To be the Argentina we should never have stopped being, to become a great Argentina once again. Over the next 2 years, we have to strengthen the reformist path we have begun in order to turn around, once and for all, Argentina's history. We are focused on carrying out the reforms that Argentina needs to consolidate its growth and the definitive takeoff of Argentina to make Argentina great once again. Argentines have shown that they do not want to return to the model of failure, the model of inflation, the model of monetary emission, the model of a useless state, the model of insecurity. Argentines have said enough with populism, never again to populism. I want to highlight the role of the new Congress, which will be fundamental to ensuring this change of direction. As of December 10th, we will have 101 deputies instead of 37. There are dozens of deputies and senators from other parties with whom we can find basic agreements. We want to invite the vast majority of governors who will have parliamentary representation to jointly discuss these agreements. Today has clearly been a historic day for Argentina. The Argentine people have decided to leave behind 100 years of decline and to persist on the path of freedom, progress, and growth. Today we have passed the turning point. Today the construction of a great Argentina begins.
The midterm elections were the first national test of Milei's support since he won office 2 years ago. The victory gives Milei enough support in Congress to prevent his vetoes from being overridden, putting him in a strong position to further his ambitious agenda. Milei said his party has now tripled its seat count, winning 101 seats in the lower house, up from 37, and 20 seats in the Senate, up from 6. Half of the seats in the lower chamber of deputies, or 127 seats, and 1/3 of the upper Senate, or 24 seats, were up for grabs. Voter turnout was 68%, the lowest in any national election since the return of democracy in 1983. Voting in Argentina is mandatory, but fines for failing to cast a ballot are the equivalent of less than 50 cents. U.S. President Donald Trump congratulated Argentine President Javier Milei after he cruised to victory in midterm legislative elections. It was also a victory for Trump, who had endorsed Milei and said that a bailout from the United States, in the form of a $20 billion currency swap, was contingent on his success in the midterm elections. Milei is an enthusiastic supporter of Trump and the MAGA movement, and his fortunes are seen by the Trump administration as a way to bolster U.S. influence in South America and counter China's push into the region.
Did you see the results from the Argentina election? Looks like they were.
Wow, what a great question that is. I love that question because that was a big win in Argentina. I want to congratulate the victor, and he was a big victor, and he had a lot of help from us. He had a lot of help. I gave him an endorsement, very strong endorsement. And it was really unexpected to have a victory of that. Some people thought it would be hard to win, and not only did he won by a lot. So Argentina, that was a great thing. And I give Scott and I give Jameson, everybody, Marco, a lot of credit for that because, you know, we are sticking with a lot of the countries in South America. We focus very much on South America. and we're getting a real strong handle on South America in a lot of ways, including the fact that we don't want their drugs. We don't want drugs coming into our country, and you see that.
You had suggested that you might not receive maybe with the swaps plan or with the changes to beef prices, depending on the result.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We're going to take care of, look, we're going to take care of our ranchers one way that we have two situations. The ranchers for 35 years have done very poorly, the cattle people. They've done very, very poorly, and now they're doing well with the prices, though. So what I can see happening is we're going to take some beef because I have to get the price down. I want to get, most prices are down. If you look at energy and all the, I have things down, but beef is high. And the cattle ranchers are doing good. They backed me from day one. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that they don't get hurt, but we have to also make sure that I get the prices down. I want to get the prices down like I did with eggs, like I did with lots of others. We had a couple of them where when I first took over, eggs were double and quadruple what they were. That was Biden's fault. A lot of this is Biden's fault, too. And we're going to get the price of beef down, and I'm going to make sure the cattle ranchers don't get hurt.
To support Milei, the Trump administration offered a bailout potentially worth $40 billion, including a $20 billion currency swap that is already signed and a proposed $20 billion debt investment facility.
I will confirm that everything's on the table, that we are going into the negotiations with good intentions, with great respect. The Chinese have put these rare export controls not only in the U.S. but on the whole world. And if these export controls, whether it's software, engines, or other things happen, it will likely be in coordination with our G7 allies.
There's 107% tax on Italian pasta. That's looming.
Yeah, I'm not taking that.
On beef, the president has hinted that there could be some sort of deal coming around beef with Argentina. Can you provide any more details?
I haven't spoken to him about that.
Secretary Warren sent you a letter asking about the Argentina bailout, why this is happening during the government shutdown. You said it's justified as an essential purpose. Can you explain your thinking on that?
Well, here we are today. I'm at work. The government is shut down. The Democrats, well, let's look at the numbers. It's 52 senators have voted, Republican senators have voted to reopen the government. 3 Democrats have, 52-3. Senator Warren isn't one of them. So Senator Warren is welcome to come to the Treasury's economic literacy classes to understand what we're doing, and she can follow that. That I will tell you, the Argentinian government is open and they are running, so we were able to negotiate with them. There are many things we wanted to do. We want to get money out to our farmers, especially our soy farmers, but the government has been shut down. So I think the Democratic senators, I'd say to the moderate Democratic senators, you can be heroes, reopen the government.
Secretary.